We know you guys are tracking breaking news, Paige Hulsey as well. So what is the latest on this reported shooting in South City?
Good morning. This is Paige Hulsey and Maurice Drummond with KMOV News 4. We have been following breaking news here in the city of St. Louis. Reports of a shooting at a school. That school is Central Cvpa High. So far, we do have confirmed that police have one suspect in custody. We know at least 3 people were injured to some extent in this shooting. Still working to get an update on the extent of those injuries and the circumstances surrounding all this. Mo, I want to mention the other thing, police still on scene there searching that campus.
Yeah, right now we know that this is at the 3100 block of South Kings Highway, Central Cvpa School or Visual Performing Arts. At one time, this was the old Cleveland High School, just to give you some context of the school and the location. But again, we do want to stress that a suspect is in custody at this time. Right now, we don't know the extent of those injuries.
Now, if you've been following News 4 throughout this morning, perhaps you've also heard us reporting that St. Louis, one of the St. Louis community colleges was locked down. We understand that that has been lifted. We are trying to learn if those 2 incidents are related or not. So again, that lockdown at a St. Louis community college now lifted, but still a very active scene at Central Cvpa High in the city of St. Louis. That's the Center for Visual Performing Arts. Now, we have crews en route trying to get to that scene, but it is certainly still being very highly controlled by police.
Right now, this is a tweet that we've gotten from the St. Louis Public Schools, and we'll read it as follows. Police right now, police on site at Central Visual and Performing Arts this morning following reports of an active shooter, and both Cvpa and Collegiate are on lockdown. So this tweet coming from St. Louis Public Schools. Also, another tweet here.
They added the shooter was quickly stopped by police inside Cvpa. We have reports of 2 students injured and on the way to the hospital. So again, police confirming here that there was an active shooter inside that high school building here in the city of St. Louis. I can tell you this all started to unfold about 9:13 this morning. That's when we saw the first report to police about shots fired there on South Kings Highway Boulevard.
Yeah, still trying to get crews there on the scene. We have 3 of our crews right now on the way. We're going to hear at some point when they can get in place. Damon Arnold, Caroline Hecker, Gabriela Vidal, all on the scene right now, trying to get in position to try to bring you the update information.
We want to remind you that police have said that suspect is in custody. As far as who that suspect is, what the relation to the school was, what their condition is, all details that we are going to work to get for you as soon as we can.
Yeah, we're hearing that we're going to be hearing from Damon Arnold at some point here soon. Again, we just want to get you back up to date on everything we've heard within the last hour. A shooting at Central Cvpa High School, 3 people injured, located on South Kings Highway in South St. Louis.
All right, we have multiple crews there on scene as police have. We're going to go to a new tweet to show you new information from St. Louis Public Schools. They're now saying students are still being evacuated from the schools to safe and secure sites. They'll send information on where parents can reunite with students.
Okay, right now we're getting word that we do have Damon Arnold. Damon Arnold live on the scene. Damon, what do we know right now about that scene at Central Cvpa High School?
I mean, honestly, Maurice, I just got out here, and I mean, it has been complete and utter chaos. I've seen students and family, searching for each other right now. I mean, in tears. I mean, literally still in fear. I mean, you can see people still are gathered here in the Schnucks parking lot. We're here on Hereford and Arsenal right now. But again, I mean, it's just a frightening feeling that's in the air right now. I can't even explain it to you. Like, my nerves are really bad because you just don't know what's happening, and you can tell these students are, I mean, in sheer terror. I mean, I even was standing next to a group they had on like a ballet outfits, and they said that they saw a man with a long pointed gun, and could not. He pointed the gun at them, and it jammed. And so that's the stories that I'm hearing as I'm out here in the crowd, and everyone is here. And like I said, you can see they're trying to do a head count at this point to see who's missing and who's not. But you can't really do anything right now because.
All right, obviously we're having some technical
problems. This is going to be a story that we...
Go ahead, Damon. We have you back.
Oh, okay. I just want to... I'll send it back to you. I'm going to try to work to see if I can learn some more while I'm out here. I know that my signal isn't the best, but again, I think everybody right now, the common sense is just to make sure that everybody is okay that can be okay.
Yeah, right. Looks like our Gabriela Vidal is also on scene. News 4 trying to get as many resources to this scene to gather you the latest information. Gabby, what are you seeing? What are people telling you?
A lot of people are really scared right now, just trying to get together with their loved ones. Here at the Chinooks parking lot, this is just off of Central Cvpa, and just a lot of emotions right now. I'm going to turn it over on the other side so that way you can hear me a little bit better when I get closer to the mic. Right now, we're just seeing families reunited, hugging, just trying to get sense of the situation right now. I did kind of anecdotally speak to some people who are on scene right now, telling me that their child was in the same classroom where the shooter was, just really scared. Some people were just trying to, I know that when I was coming up, I know a lot of people weren't sure what the status was for their child or their family members. So right now it's just a lot of emotion. So many people still here on the lot just trying to figure out what the next steps are. We've seen quite a bit of police, fire crews, even some still pulling up to the school. And as well, I just checked a little while ago, they are telling people to avoid the school area if they can. But right now, families are being allowed to come out here and gather with their loved ones. A lot of crying, a lot of emotions. We try to talk to people to see if they'd go on camera, but right now they're really shaken up. So understandably so, this is something that they said that they could never imagine happening to them at their school.
I want to stress that public schools are asking parents to go to Gateway STEM to reunite with students. So if your child attends Central Cvpa High, you're trying to learn where you can reunite with them. St. Louis Public Schools asking you to go to Gateway STEM to reunite with students.
Gabby, if you can hear us, and I know you're still with us,
Got it.
Can you just give us an idea right now of what have you seen in terms of police presence? We know there was a heavy police presence. What have you seen in terms of police on the grounds?
Oh, there's quite a bit of police here right now. Let me actually just take you over to where some of them right now. They're both directing traffic since there's a lot of people in this immediate area. But let me show you where we're looking at right now. We still have a lot of fire crews out there. We have kind of police talking to some of the families here, individuals here. I'm not sure about what yet. Haven't had a whole lot of time to see what that is about. But definitely quite a sizable amount of police here.
Gabby, we do want to mention that we have learned that the FBI confirms it is now assisting St. Louis Metropolitan Police in this investigation, which is obviously still in the very early stages as we're working to learn who the shooter is, why they targeted the students and staff inside the school. Our Damon Arnold has been on scene throughout the morning. He joins us live again as he's speaking with another student who is inside.
And then he started getting serious. I'm like, yeah, I think it's for real. So we heard 4 doors kicking, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I'm scared. And then I tried to open the window. And then he was like, don't go out yet, don't go out yet. So he raised the window up. We all the way on the 4th floor. And we jumped all out the window. So it's a lot of, they screaming, crying. And then we looked down with all police officers, and they just running out the building. We like, how can we get down? How can we get down? So I'm thinking, like, I'm first gonna just go. And then they was like, don't go yet. So they walked us all the way to the edge, and the police officers had like a ladder or something. So they said, jump, and we're gonna catch us. So we jumped down, and they caught all of us, and we started running real fast. And then they was like, hey, somebody behind y'all. We was like, they out already. And one of them said it was a student who was doing the shooting. So we was like, they behind us. So we just ran real fast and came here. And then we was all just crying. crying and shaking up about it. And I'm a freshman, so I never experienced this before at all. So yeah, this is my experience. I was real scared.
And no student should ever be experiencing that. I don't want to normalize that. This is not something that you should ever expect to encounter when you come to school. You know, what feelings do you feel now that this is passed? And it's not even passed. We're still in the preliminary phase here.
I still feel like I'm real scared still to come. Like, I won't be back to school for a couple of weeks next month, like when it's all over. And I don't want to go to this school anymore, actually. And I still feel like I won't cancel it because it's like I seen my friend have all blood on her hand, and it was like she seen the shooter, and the shooter came to her and said, "You ready to die?" And to see her just screaming and crying, and it just hurt me, and we all just really scared.
And have you been able to find your mom?
Yeah, my pastor right behind us. The pastor came, then my mom, my auntie, a lot of. Oh, right now, I need somebody to talk to. Like, I'm gonna go talk to somebody and go get some food and try to like rejuvenate all this.
The woman who Damon Arnold is hugging right now, a student, a woman who says that she was a freshman at this school. They were on the 4th floor when they heard all of this unfold. They contemplated jumping out the window to escape an active shooter. Police there assisting them down with a ladder. That just shows you the extent of the fear in these students as they heard these gunshots unfolding inside Central VPA High earlier this morning in the city of St. Louis.
And when I came around the corner, the active shooter, he was right there with the gun pointed at me. And thank God that his gun had got jammed.
And it's just absurd that this happens over and over and over again. And we got to change something in this country.
If you need help, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not hold it to yourself.
And I want to thank the school district, again, and our first responders for running towards danger to save our children, to save our staff and students.
I do believe that their quick actions save lives.
I think the community can find some solace, and they've got a good group of first responders here.
Scenes of terror, panic, and violence playing out in our hometown. A South St. Louis City magnet school, now the center of national attention tonight after a gunman opened fire. The Central Visual and Performing Arts High School is located just steps from Tower Grove Park near the intersection of Arsenal and South Kings Highway. This campus also home to the Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience. More than 600 students attend both schools. Tonight, we know at least 2 people are dead, and we've learned the identity of one woman killed, Jean Kutchka. She was a health and PE teacher there at Central VPA High. A 16-year-old girl also died today. 7 others, all 15 and 16-year-olds, were hospitalized. The gunman was also killed after a shootout with police just after 9 o'clock this morning, and police have since identified him as 19-year-old Orlando Harris. They say he graduated from the school last year. Now the FBI asking anyone who was on scene, students, staff, parents, to send pictures from that shooting as they investigate. Now we want to get to our Corey Stark. He continues our live team coverage from outside the South City School.
Paige, this is a breaking story that is still developing tonight, 9 hours after the gunman opened fire on this South City High School campus. We have live team coverage for you tonight, a crew of reporters bringing you the latest developments and reactions that are still pouring in from the community tonight. You know, a lot of questions remain, of course, for the shooter is why? Why did this happen here at this high school today? And our chief investigator, Lauren Traeger, is trying to learn a little bit of some of the answers and get more information about this suspect. Lauren, will send it to you.
That's right, Corey, and certainly those are questions that federal investigators are working actively to answer as well. We are in South St. Louis right now in the Carondelet neighborhood, the 7,000 block of Pennsylvania, at a home here that is believed to be the home where the shooter lived. It was certainly a hub of activity today with a number of federal investigators from both the FBI and the ATF going in and out of that house. We watched them bringing out totes of what appeared to be evidence and at least one computer. There was also a woman on the scene here, really kind of a quiet day, not a lot of emotion, but a woman who seemed to be cooperating with investigators, speaking with them, sitting in a car outside of this home. Now, we called a number for the owner that's listed on public records as the owner of this home. That woman did hang up on me when I did reach her, and we also knocked on the door of this home after the investigators left, and no one answered the door. But again, police indicating that 19-year-old Orlando Harris did live at this address here. Still working to learn a lot more information about him. Doesn't appear to be a large social media presence. We do know that he has no criminal history, according to police, but that he had graduated last year from that school. And the big question, Corey, as you mentioned, is still motive. What motivated him to go into that school today and commit this horrific act? And really, a lot of questions still remain about that. The police would not answer whether or not he had a list or what exactly his motives were, and if he was going in to target someone specifically. That is something we are still looking to figure out and asking about. Certainly neighbors here, though, continuing to drive by. Neighbors I talked to say just very shocked that this happened in this neighborhood, that this person lived here. And Corey, I just want to leave you with one last thing here. There's a sign on this home here that talks about being founded in faith and kept by God. So we are still working to get some more information about that shooter, hear from his family, and of course, as soon as we get new information, we will bring it to you. Corey, back to you.
All right, Lauren Traeger getting us the latest on the suspect. Appreciate that. And before, Paige, I send it back to you, I just want to take one more look at this growing memorial that is outside of the high school entrance as balloons and flowers are gathered by people that have come in the wind, they've come in the rain. It doesn't matter to them because they just want to be here strong for this high school community, for this neighborhood, and for St. Louis in its entirety as we move the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. Now we want to go to our Alexis Sotos in South City. She is outside a growing memorial with some new information about one of the victims. Alexis.
Corey, it is just a heartbreaking scene here outside of the high school. I want to take a look at this memorial. You can see someone actually right now putting additional flowers, candles, just people trying to grasp the loss that's hit this community. And that's right, we do have some new information. I spoke with the godmother of Alexandria Bell. That is the student that was shot and killed here today. Police said she was 16, but her godmother tells me she's actually just 15. Would have been 16 in 2 weeks. This young child murdered just weeks before her sweet 16.
I remember saying, like, out loud, why? Like, why? Out over and over, I was just, why us? Why would somebody do this?
It's the question on everyone's mind as they gathered for a vigil at Tower Grove Park, just across the street from where a gunman opened fire at Cvpa High School. Senior Brianna Love shared the moments she and her classmates heard gunshots in their school.
It was right outside of our classroom, and that's the moment that we kind of, like, if you were standing, people just dropped. Or like, it was, we realized, oh my God, this is the real thing.
A 15-year-old student, Alexandria Bell, and 61-year-old teacher, Jean Kuchka, were both shot and killed.
Miss Kuchka, she was my teacher freshman and sophomore year. She taught PE and health.
A lifelong educator, Jean Kuchka was a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 7. The day before her death, she shared a smiling selfie on a beautiful sunny day.
It's kind of unreal to think that she's gone. Like when I literally just saw her the other day. She was just the sweetest lady. She was always the sweetest lady.
A memorial outside the school continues to grow with flowers, strangers and neighbors all paying their respects.
It's very scary. I am an educator. This is stuff of nightmares we worry about every day. And I wanted to do something. I feel powerless. I don't know what to do.
They're young adults, they're babies, they're children. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything.
7 other teenagers were injured, several being treated at St. Louis Children's Hospital and Barnes Jewish Hospital.
I know a couple of the students who were injured.
just an incredible amount of mourning that's happening in this South St. Louis community. What we know now about those other victims that were hospitalized, they were between the ages of 15 and 16 years old. Police say